On day one, Mississippi decided to play hardball. We got into a really tough situation. Cheri went down and then Roy went down. We are on real hardcore mud, so we're going to turn around. Good morning, everyone. Well, we're ready to get started on the Mississippi Transamerica Trail, but we're getting a little bit of a delay this morning because we've had some rain, so we're just kind of sitting it out. Apparently on the TAP map thing, they said a lot of the roads are just dirt roads, so it would just make for a muddy mess here. So we're going to wait it out just a little bit longer here, and then we're going to get started.
Well, we're ready to go. We've been waiting for the rain to finish, and we're in Cornith, Mississippi. Got our bikes loaded up, and we're ready to go.
As we left Corinth, I was kind of under the illusion that Mississippi would be somewhat of a cakewalk, be more level. Even if the roads were narrower, we'd be able to fly right through Mississippi. Man, was I wrong about that. Let me read you what Sam Carrera says about Mississippi roads. His caution on the map reads as follows. The Transamerica Trail goes through a very rural section of Mississippi. There are roads everywhere. This makes the navigation a little slower than normal. Slow down and just follow your roll chart, and you will get through the maze of roads. Some of the roads are single lane dirt, and dirt becomes mud in the rain. As you can see in these clips, the heavy rains caused some localized flooding. These small stream crossings seemed easy compared to what we had been going through. So it didn't really cause us much of a problem or a slowdown. This paved road is one that Sam Carrera warned about. It's just a single lane road even though it's paved, and so you have to really be careful at intersections or with oncoming traffic. Kind of like that we had in West Virginia where a lot of the intersections were unmarked and blind. If memory serves me correct, there was a motorcycle fatality from someone running the Trans-America Trail here in Mississippi. So the caution, just like I had for West Virginia, stands for Mississippi as well. You really need to slow down and pay attention. The one benefit of the recent rain, especially for Roy in the rear, was the dust was really held down on these gravel roads. Mississippi had its own landscape that reminded me more of like the deep south, like in Georgia and Alabama. And it was really pretty in areas. And surprisingly, the roads, because it's just a labyrinth of roads winding around going this way and that way, you really didn't get a true feel of being able to go east and west or north or south. It would just wind around so much it was hard to keep track of which direction you were going. But from Cornith down to New Albany is basically a southwest track that just takes you into the rural backcountry of Mississippi. Wow, this new home construction here is in a lovely spot. These homeowners are going to love that location. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but these gravel roads in Mississippi weren't made of like crushed stone like they were in other places that we had been. It was basically pebbles, and so it made the road a little bit squirrely. Even though you were on a good road and hard packed road, the top was kind of like riding on marbles. This overgrown section was jungle-like. Slow enough. This section that we're on here is mostly dirt. There's not a whole lot of gravel to it. After crossing that bridge, we got into a big sandy section here, and you can see I start to get a little bit squirrely here, and starts to cause us just a little bit of a problem here. I slow up going around here because I started to skid a little bit, and whoa, Cheri just about dumps it there. I can't remember if this section was like state forest or wildlife management area, but there were roads that kind of crisscrossed through this area. It was a beautiful area, but there was nothing there, and I mean nothing. Just the woods and these gravel roads. We pop back out onto the pavement and go through several miles of Mississippi farmland. This turn from pavement to gravel gives you a good idea of what the Trans-America Trail looks like through Mississippi. One thing that I liked about the Mississippi portion of the Trans-America Trail is that it had a high percentage of gravel roads, higher than other areas that we had been in. So you spend a lot of time on gravel, which is nice. That's what you're out there trying to do anyhow. Here's an example of the narrow road and with oncoming traffic. Once again, Cheri's able to capture some wildflowers alongside the road here. Aren't they beautiful?
Cheri went down and then Roy went down. We are on real hardcore mud, so we're going to turn around.
Cheri's audio failed on her camera, and so we missed out on the conversation we had with these two gentlemen that came to help us out, but we appreciate their help all the same. The video makes it look like this is flat here. It is not. We are on a hill and about a quarter mile downhill. I rode my bike back up the hill. I turned Cheri's bike around and walked it through the worst of the mud and then rode it the rest of the way. And Roy walked his the whole way back up the hill. Cheri suffered some minor injuries to her knee and ankle that plagued her for the rest of our trip. Roy luckily didn't complain of any injury. I attribute my success in the mud to having a more knobby style tire.
We're surveying the damage from our crash here.
The bikes were just caked with mud absolutely everywhere. And so our first action was to hit a car wash and clean the bikes up and get all that excess mud out of the bike. We bypassed just about maybe 10 miles of gravel roads to get to New Albany.
Anybody who thinks that they're gonna fly right through Mississippi on the Transamerica Trail, let me put that myth to bed right now. There are some really difficult areas as far as the roads go. Some of them were sandy and narrow. You just couldn't go very fast. And today, the Mississippi mud beat us. We got on that one road and Cheri went down. Then Roy went down behind her. I don't know how I got through. I think it's maybe the new knobby tires I got on there that helped me get through. But it was so bad, we decided to turn around at that point and we had to walk the bikes back up the hill. So I hope you liked our effort today. We gave it all we could, but we skipped over that last little section because we didn't know how much more of that red mud we were going to run into. And if we got down somewhere where we had to go up a hill with that kind of mud, I'm not sure we'd have got out of there. So we cut our losses and let the Mississippi mud win this time. Well, if you like this video, please give it the big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you tomorrow.
Here's my end of day. We had fun in the Mississippi mud, but we all survived it. So looking forward to a good night's sleep